Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nerd Chronicles with your host, the socially awkward nerd Chris Paul speaking. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm recording live from my bed regarding the curious case of Melanie, Moreno, and Sincere Rhea, two of the contestants from season 8 of Love Island, in which it recently concluded, in which Melanie and Sincere ended up hitting third place by a lot of the general Love Island fan watchgoers. That season, if I'm not mistaken, has its ups and downs. It has its ratchetivity all over the place. That has a lot of watchgoers and a lot of hardcore viewers really lose their minds over this. But something that actually really intrigued me, ladies and gentlemen, is regarding that dynamic between Melanie and Sincere, as to why a lot of folks mainly call Sincere insincere. And there are some cues that I want to actually mainly take from this regarding that. And I also want you to actually take note, ladies and gentlemen, that both Lady Melanie and Sincere are both 25 years old. For further background, Melanie is a former plus-size model. She's done professional modeling prior to this season of Love Island. And she used to do like plus-size modeling prior to her losing 100 pounds over the last couple of years, which is a huge accomplishment in itself. And we will get to this later on, definitely not a line in this video. And Sincere, he is a former D1 track athlete in Penn State, Miami, as well as Texas Tech. He is an elite hurdler. He is an elite sprinter down to the core. Will he make it to Olympics? I don't know. But he's one of the elite ones up in D1 prior to him joining the field. Now, off the field, we know Sincere is a very, very different story. And we are going to actually dig into their little quick summary of their relationship arc very, very shortly. Juicy! Now, to have a quick summary regarding the Topsy-Turviness of Melanie and Sincere, when both of them definitely went on the island in the 8, and please, ladies and gentlemen, I want to try and be very clear. I haven't even watched the whole full season. I saw a glimpse of it on TikTok. Throughout the whole stuff, I'm not really into like every single episode like that. So if there's any misconceptions or if there's anything that I have left out, definitely please let me know. I'll be definitely open to actually discuss it and actually make some alterations later on the line. As long as you give me like some more information regarding that, I'm definitely more open to it. Now, from what I'm seeing in summation, Melanie and Sincere mainly link up. Melanie actually just spent some time doing like some early hooks for the time, but she ended up actually sticking with Sincere for a time. Sincere was actually mainly doing his thing, hooking up with Melanie. Then whenever he's done dealing with Melanie, all the cost stuff comes on, the area welcomes out. He hooks up with Soul. He comes in, he actually does his thing with her, gives her like the same stuff as she would do with Melanie. Then Amora comes to the picture, then he does the same thing. And all of that is at least shown up in movie nights. And over the season, you see Melanie crash out literally a bunch of times because of these whole ordeals, dealing with, his macking, his flirting, and how he handled his stuff. And mind you, he specifically actually told Amora, saying, if you were the one of the first woman up in Ville, I would pick you in a heartbeat. And that's really just saying something that literally speaks volumes. That you have like another woman that you mainly have back up at home that you're literally trying to date. And I understand you're trying to find your perfect match. You're trying to get this stuff to experiment. And I also understand that definitely it's in the early stages within like 4 to 6 weeks. That's not fully enough time to actually thoroughly get to know somebody and actually understand fully their true personality. Definitely in regards with these things, because the personalities definitely show and they definitely evolve over time. All that's not going to be coming out definitely in a month. And over time, Melanie goes off, Sincere makes his apologies every time, cooking the breakfast, trying to get her back in. Melanie chooses to bring him back in, have their little fun, have their little dates, definitely like the whole ordeal. And in some cases, they have some of the rest of the girls that actually want Melanie to look up as Sincere so that the core four combined literally compete for their share of $100,000. But even with the $100,000 being won, as I stated earlier from previous videos and previous shorts, right? That doesn't really fully guarantee that that relationship is going to be really durable and now be able to stand all beyond the test of time. So here we are, Sincere and Melanie mainly going to third place, okay? And I know I wish all the other couples definitely well, and I wish them well if they choose to stay. But I want to try and dig into specific traits regarding Sincere's behavior in regards to Sincere's mindsets on how he's able to be and how things are a little bit rocky and why that relationship is a bit toxic, in my personal opinion. With Sincere, right? Sincere has a history that I've just found out regarding his behavior and how he actually comes through and actually mingles with women. Prior to him being on Love Island, he was involved in a couple of relationships. He was cheating, allegedly, from what I've been hearing from his past exes, that he has been unfaithful to them.
Hey TikTok, get ready with me for work while I tell you a story time. The first time the queen ever got cheated on. So I'm going to try to keep this as cute as I can, as short as I can, but without leaving any details out, because you know how that goes. Okay, right, so boom. I just graduated high school in June of 2021. I'm going to call him Patrick. Patrick went to Penn State and was already in his sophomore year of college when I graduated. And he decided he wanted to transfer. So in July of 2021, we went to Florida because his family lived in Florida, his mom and his stepdad and his brothers, and he had a visit to University of Miami. So boom, his mom lives in Orlando. So we all get in the car, me, him, his grandma, his two brothers, his mom, and his dad. We all get in the van and we drive all the way to Miami to be able to be with him during his visit. So there weren't exactly the right amount of tickets for all of us to be able to go on campus with him. So me and his grandma and I think his little brother, we all stayed in the hotel while his first younger brother, his dad, and his mom went on campus to see University of Miami. So after that, we fast forward. We all drive back to Orlando. Call it a day. So once we make it back to Orlando, everything is pretty much smooth sailing for the first day or two. I think it's like the first day. Yeah, the first day, everything was smooth sailing. He decided that he wanted to commit to University of Miami. We did his commitment post and everything, and the love that he got was enormous. It was a celebration. We were all so happy. The rest of the day was a blast. Little sidebar too, I was also excited because I was already moving to Florida with my family, so it was just like our worlds met that day because I'm just like, oh, this is God, this is perfect. Like, we're gonna be near each other. We wouldn't have to do long distance for too much longer. Everything was smooth sailing till about literally maybe a day later. A day later, we're sitting here. We have a great pool day with the family, everybody's chilling at the pool, little barbecue, whatever. It was a good ass day for it to be so fucking tragic. So here we are now sitting in the kitchen/living room. It is me and him sitting at the bar stools, and his mom is in the kitchen, and we are communicating with her, and his dad is sitting at the couch. So we're all just sitting there chatting, communicating, and I had my phone in my hand, and I just so happened to get a notification that I have a new DM in my request. And the thing with that is, like, I'll see the notification, but I barely ever check my request. So, like, I knew something was off this day that made me go and check it right away. So I'm sitting here reading this message. It's from a random account. And it's some girl talking about, hey girl, send me a hey girl text. Hey girl, I just want to let you know that your boyfriend has been cheating on you for the last couple months. This, that. We'll fuck on this, that day. And I just knew that he was never going to tell you. And I now see that he committed to the University of Miami, so I don't have to see him on campus anymore. So that's what I'm telling you. So now I'm just sitting here staring at this message like, is my nigga not as innocent as I thought he was? I guess not. Like, I honestly thought that I had an angel of a man, y'all. I thought my man was not like y'all mans, not cheating on y'all, not doing shit behind y'all back, constantly communicating. When I tell y'all, I didn't even think this man had enough time on his hands to go behind my back and do me dirty. So you're telling me you made time to sit here and make sure I ain't suspect nothing to still fuck around? That's crazy. So my first instinct, of course, when I'm seeing this DM is to flip my phone around to show him. What's this? Because I'm telling you, he's sitting right next to me. So I show him, and I'm like, what is this? And he's just like, oh, I don't know who that is. That was just must be a random account. Mind y'all, his mom and his dad is still in our vicinity. So she goes ahead and is just like, oh, like, what's going on? And I'm sitting here, and I read that DM out loud. I'm sitting here reading that DM out, right, to his mom. Everybody can hear it. And she is just like, oh, you know, like, it could be a fake account. You know, they probably just trying to mess with you, whatever. And I'm genuinely trying to sit here and, like, cope and try to take that as what it was because, bro, I couldn't believe it. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to sit here and try to give this man the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to sit here and try to believe that. Something told me to text that bitch back. And all I said was show me proof. And let me just say, the proof was proven. The proof was proof, and she sent me screenshots. It was this man's number. She sent me screenshots of them at the same track meet, going to their rooms. Bro, the cherry on top that I knew it was him was when he was talking about a fucking vape. That man in that era and a vape went hand in fucking hand. So now I straight look at this man, and I'm like, bro, this is you. I'm like, this is you. I'm like, this is your number. This is how you talk. This ain't no, she ain't try to copy and paste no number, no nothing. This is you. Like, you can't sit here and tell me otherwise. Mind you, parents are still in front of me. So I'm sitting here and just all, like, my jaw is to the ground. The room is silent. The room is silent. When I tell y'all, you can hear a fucking pin drop. So now I'm just sitting here, and I'm looking at Patrick, and I'm like, really, Patrick? I'm like, really, Patrick? This is what you've been doing? And I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna spare this man. I got up, and I just told him, I'm like, let's go upstairs. Let's go upstairs to your room and talk about this, because I'm not about to sit here and embarrass you in front of your fucking family. Like, bro, the fire that was building in me from finding that shit out, for the first time ever getting done and cheated on? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had something for your ass. So we get to his room. I am bawling my eyes out, y'all. When I tell you, I have never cried the way I cried that day. Like, hyperventilating everything. Like, I felt like my chest was literally about to, like, pop out my fucking body. So now I'm still sitting here texting the bitch, getting all my proof together. Come to find out, she texted him that same morning saying that she was going to spill the tea, all the tea, on what's been going on between them to me because she found out that he had committed to University of Miami. So I told that nigga, I'm like, let me see your phone. I see his phone. No messages. Messages gone. Messages is gone. So then I remember that he had an iPad, and I'm like, let me see iPad. He had an iPad, messages gone. So I'm like, oh, so we playing a sneaky game. So now you want to be that bitch ass nigga to just act like you fucking stupid, Patrick. So he just continued to play that fucking ditz game. I went back downstairs, bawled my eyes out, rolled me a L, was smoking out on the patio. It was fucking raining, thunderstorming. His grandma comes out, you know, condolences me a little bit, tells me I should beat his ass. And I shut up. I actually should have put my hands on him, but I'm not that type of person. Like, that's not me. That's not me. But the fact that his grandma told me to do that, that was my girl. Rest in peace. Grandma Fee, love you. Yeah, through all of that, I can really say his family was really supportive. It was just hard for me because, like I said, like, my family didn't move to that state yet, and the family that I did have in that state lived in South Florida, so I was a good 3 hours away from any other relatives that I could have, you know, went to get away from that man, but I couldn't. And I wasn't leaving for the next week, so I had to sit there and cope with my first fucking breakup next to the man who did it to me. But all in all, I am 100% healed from that, y'all. I am healed from that relationship. I just thank God that, you know, he put me in those trials and tribulations because it wouldn't make me the person I am today. I just learned that I would never love that hard again, and a man will never have me full throttle the way he had me that one time. I honestly just hope that this brings awareness to other women out there that don't be a ditz. Don't be a ditz. Don't think that your man is the top of the throne because he's not. At the end of the day, men are going to do what they want to do. Men are going to do what they want to do. It doesn't matter how bad of a bitch you are, how down of a bitch you are. That man is going to do what he wants to do at the end of the day, whether he loves you or not.
So I just wanted to come on here and clarify a couple things for y'all. No, that tattoo does not mean family. You know, we were both sane when we went to go get that tattoo, and we was kids, bro. We was kids, and like I said, we knew what we was doing. And just know that tattoo didn't mean family. That just meant like we were for lifers. That's what the tattoo means. As you can see, it stands for love sin for life, love sincere for life, and the one that he has on his fingers means love Lena for life. The only difference between mine and his is that mine has an S on it, and his has an L for my name, which is Lena. Me and him haven't been talking now for about 2 years, or we haven't been together for about 2 years. Everything was left on good terms. I don't have no hate for that man. That man has no hate for me. I love his family dearly, always will. But, you know, we grow apart, man. We got together when it was like 17. I'm 23 now. But yeah, all in all, I just wanted to come on here and, you know, give y'all some clarification on what that tattoo is, because I know that he probably won't. But yeah, it's matching tattoos that we got when we was, 19, 20. I don't know. We got it back in 21, whatever that book said. But yeah, we were both saying when we got it, we knew what we was doing, and this is what it is. It's all love.
Prior to that, and he has been basically moving very sloppy. And we're seeing the same situation that has been going on Love Island. Whenever he sees like a bunch of women that comes by, especially with Melanie and all the other girls, he tells them there is everything and he never leaves them. But when another shiny thing mainly comes by the toe, he mainly tests them out and he mainly pipes them down and tries dealing with the same entire outcome they come by, same old sweet nothings, whole 9 yards, love bombing, the whole insanity mainly comes to the T whenever he gets caught, as we've seen with him, Melanie actually catching him in the act twice and putting him under heat. He out here literally trying to apologize and mainly love bombs just to try to reel Melanie back in. And I'm telling you, this is some narcissistic behavior that's been coming by that's stemming from Scarcity. Now, Corbin does the same thing whenever he actually tries to talk to a woman. However, he's actually thoroughly honest based on what he wants. He don't really give a damn who he hurts, as long as he's thoroughly honest, definitely within his own self. That's definitely primarily. Sincere, as been here by many other people, is mainly a people pleaser, and he doesn't want to try and let anyone down, because if he gets fully honest, he fears that he could lose a woman that he actually bonded with definitely right away. But unfortunately, with this type of process of Love Island, unfortunately, someone will get hurt in this process, no matter how you slice it. Even if you try to be as civil as possible, which would be the best route to go. But someone, unfortunately, will have their heart broken. Someone, unfortunately, will get torn in this matter. It's just in how you handle it and how clean you try to move, because there's been mistakes, definitely with the contestants down along the line, as well as some immaturity that came out regarding this whole deal. But with Sincere's literally the worst. The way he's been mainly love bombing Melanie all the way out, saying, hey, I want to have kids and marry you quick. I already know there's some subtle signs of covert narcissism mainly coming down in the pipe, that's mainly coming down to play. Now, with his family coming in the fold and the way he's acting, and yes, you see Sincere's stepdad come in and they mainly check Sincere. Come to find out at the season finale, the way that his family's acting, including his stepdad, mainly came to show that it was all a show and it was all a sell and deception mainly throughout the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Coming to show that homeboy and his family and his moms were mainly acting out, literally being disrespectful towards the rest of the class, mainly acting a fool. And I'm not surprised at where he got his behavior mainly from, because they don't have their own feel, don't even have his own family fully checking him like that. Literally behind the scenes, they're not consistent. They could be literally clear-cut Decepticons, which I can understand where Sincere has God's behavior from.
Yeah, that's why they put you at the end. Come on.
Because you've been eating it. Brittany and 5, y'all are my winners. You can tell they ghetto as Melanie.
Whoa, what? No!
At least they're on podium.
They are on podium. Huh? You take bronze.
Congratulations. How
Oh, no, right. Third is crazy against all odds. Against all odds, third.
That's what they do. Look happy. That's what America wanted.
Yes. How about you, Melanie? Congratulations! I showed your mom out like a fucking mom. How are you guys feeling right now? It's fake love.
How are we feeling? Whole party silent.
Yeah, we definitely went silent.
No, bro, like, can we watch GOAT? You want to go watch GOAT? You heard? You want to go watch GOAT? I'm done with this. I'm tired of this.
Yeah, that's nice.
Naya in second place is disgusting.
She should have won the last episode. I mean, they
would've
see
been
each
fine.
other, though. That's one thing I want to say. They should know each other, though. Yeah, I feel like it was just leaked.
Nah, nothing.
Huh?
Tell a nephew congratulations.
Congratulations. All right.
Congratulations, nephew. You should have tapped it.
Shut your ass up. See, that's men for y'all. That's why we can't fuck with you.
That's what we do, baby.
Probably did.
We're happy to be here.
Third place. You happy
Third
with
place?
that?
Bro,
I'm proud of my nephew.
We're good.
He did really good. He learned a lot. You know what
I agree. That was part of the lesson.
Narcissism and that type of chaos is not really like a simple fix that comes down. You gotta try and figure out the source on why they react that way. And it's more so stems from family chaos, stemming from that family, and also stemming from that dishonesty and one of those minds of the family as to why Sincere has mainly been raised in that way, which is an unfortunate shin and a shame.
Juicy!
Now, on the other end with Melanie, right? And I'm bringing this before both Sincere and Melanie at 25. I'm going to stretch this whole thing out throughout the whole video. But Melanie, she is also operating out of Scarcity too, right? The way that I'm seeing as a synopsis in this, she's not thinking more of abundance. She's more thinking of more so thinking in scarcity. due to the fact that you allowed this man to disrespect you many times, yet you still take him back with all the clear evidence shown today, and you feel like you may not be able to get another man that's even better sincere, that actually has the same looks as sincere, the way that actually things have gone on. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be a deep insecurity issue stemming back from her time when Melanie was a plus size model. That I don't know thoroughly about her background regarding that, but whenever you see like definitely overweight women come by, they don't really get the same amount of attention as they do with a woman that is actually purely in shape, generally speaking. Now, I'm not saying that overweight women or like plus size women like don't get accepted or actually like don't get hit on too. I'm not saying that, but they don't get hit as the same volume as those which women are much more petite or much more in shape. You know what I'm saying? And she can feel the brunt of that due to the fact that it's there. So she feels she may not be able to get that type of caliber man insincere if she chooses to leave him definitely up in the real world, given scenarios that mainly gone out of place. That may be her logic as to why she chooses to take him back, despite numerous attempts by other friends and other family members, and even advertisements literally other businesses, local and national chains, getting Melanie to literally try to break them apart. Now, with the chains, as a side note, these national chains really don't give a damn about the couple like that. They just pry off of definitely like black division and definitely off of black chaos. They want to try and fuel their heads in the fire just to try and lure their fans to mainly promote their products, to actually try and patronize their business in the hopes that if she comes in and they support and they leave and they make them offers, they'll be able to actually try and get some of those Love Island fans to make some extra profit mainly off of them. That's the real reason why they have they mods and why they have their social media reps and why they have these social media workers do they publishings up on their TikTok and Instagram, try and get Melanie to literally break up with Sincere just to get literally hit the pie. They in it for their own vendetta motives. Okay? I digress from that. Now, Melanie and them, you got all these warnings, right? To leave, but yet you guys still stay with him. And yet there's definitely some tension between the family members that are there, especially with Melanie's family, Melanie's mom and Melanie's sister regarding this pairing. And I can understand why they will react this type of shit after seeing everything that they saw on national TV. But no amount of warnings that is heeded towards Melanie by the millions of people ain't really gonna go through her ear until actually Melanie actually goes forward and actually she reaches that breaking point by herself. And she's gonna be able to actually try and fully wake up, and it may not be able to come right away. It could come if he comes in and he does a little bit of micro cheating on social media with his phone, Sincere. It could come that he could be cheating on Melanie with like some other broad that's outside the villa, that's outside the house. I don't know if they're still doing long distance. I don't know if Melanie's going to be returned to Philadelphia, do modeling there, or even model close to New York to actually be close by to actually still make things work with Sincere. Or if they're long distance, Sincere could be literally trying to actually have a side piece definitely nearby, while he gives Melanie mainly sweet nothings. It may happen then. Or it could definitely happen whenever Melanie and Sincere eventually do marry or legally marry with an estate. Or since Melanie has kids with Sincere, either through marriage or out of wedlock, and things actually do further go south and no improvement has further been made, literally draining Melanie literally to that point of no return. And when a woman literally gets to that point of no return, it's going to be really, really possible to literally get back, or even anyone can get to that point. Whenever anyone gets to that point of no return, and you start being much more educated about the situation, they mainly think twice, mainly before literally coming back. You know what I'm saying? I can relate to a toxic stuff like this, even though I'm in the outside looking in, because I've seen Toxicity come out with that same woman that I was talking about that had that single mom with the kid. Seeing their Toxicity, and she was unwilling to leave the stuff and leave the job that they have due to the fact that it's within her culture, it's within her family's culture. That's all she knows. Her parents, whose mom had to endure many attempts of abuse, many forms of abuse, physically and psychologically, through her dad, through her mom's husband, and they're still together, married, by the way, living in separate rooms, actually just enduring the abuse, having all this heat, yet they still together, wanting to file legal for divorce after 38 years. You already know stuff like that is actually they're toxic and they thrive mainly in chaos. Because whenever you actually try and bring somebody in that deals with stability, if they're not thoroughly healed, and again, healing, if they're not thoroughly healed or psychologically healed, they had really thoroughly gone to therapy and actually trying to thoroughly assess their ills and done some thorough self-reflection, they're more than likely going to go back to the same level of chaos and the same amount of chaos that they've been with before. Whether it's like emotional abuse, even with the kid may still around, going through all that chaos because in their mind, any form of stability, any form of marriage, we're literally trying to bring a threat to their little world and thinking that's going to be cutting during them trouble to them. So in a case like this, for someone that's on the outside looking in, for someone that actually shows interest in you, that actually want to try and make things work, but they hesitate to because they're afraid to actually try and make the change for themselves, leave the ass alone, let them be, go on with your life, find someone else, find somebody to mainly date with, you know what I'm saying? Leave Melanie and Sincere alone, definitely wish them the best, but at that point, it's not our call to make whether or not they want to actually just go move forward or whether or not Sincere wants to break up with Melanie or even Melanie wants to break it up with Sincere. Only they can actually deal with that point, not us. And honestly, a lot of people that live vicariously through them, my response to situations like this is to leave them alone, use those ordeals as you're trying to improve yourself and actually improve your standards when it comes to dating and when it comes to actually building a relationship, whether you're a man or a woman. And try not to make the same exact mistakes that Melanie and Sincere literally have done. That's the best way that you, the general viewer, and myself as well, can literally learn from Melanie's and Sincere's situation. Okay? And there's other stuff that's going on that's regarding Sincere's family that's just pure toxic. And I understand why Sincere is literally the way he is. You know what I'm saying? But you can't really control these types of people. They can only control themselves and what they do. And any ordeals that mainly come by, and any repercussions that she deal with regards to that, if she chooses to stay, that's her loss, that's her problem at this point, not ours. You know, stay out of it. You know what I'm saying? Use what they're dealing with to set up and build up on your stance of what you can tolerate and what you cannot tolerate. And I'm going to leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Paul from Nerd Chronicles is signing out. Deuces.